Humans can do an amazing thing. I can have an idea in my head and then cause it to appear in your head just by waggling my lips. Why did humans evolve to be able to communicate so amazingly well? The story of how we evolved to be able to communicate with language is very complicated. It involves changes to our brains and our physiology that allow us to speak, and also the genetics that support these abilities. But there's a deeper question. What were the factors that caused these changes in the first place? Our ancestors must have found themselves in a unique situation that allowed our language abilities to evolve. What was that situation? Was it something about our behavior, our society, our environment? Why haven't other animals found themselves in those situations and also evolved to be able to speak? Let's look at some stories about how language evolved. First, let's consider a simple story. Chomsky's early theories suggest that our language faculty evolved by accident. One lucky person had a mutation of a single genetic allele and was able to combine ideas in their mind. This became the basis of syntax. According to Chomsky, that wasn't initially used for communication, and what's more, communicating using language would have provided no evolutionary benefits. So language is a kind of miracle without a deeper explanation. And for me, this story isn't very satisfactory. Imagine that we actually find Chomsky's gene and uncover exactly how it allows us to communicate. If we could splice that gene into a chimpanzee, release it into the wild, would it suddenly start speaking? Well, maybe not. It would still need some motivation, something to speak about, someone to speak to, and some benefit to motivate it to keep speaking. So for me, the interesting question is, what special situation did our ancestors find themselves in that motivated our language abilities to evolve? Or more generally, what factors are required to turn any species into a talking species? Here's some stories. For example, millions of years ago, the environment where our distant ancestors lived started to dry out, changing the landscape from dense jungle into savanna. This caused food resources to be more spread out, and this in turn caused primate species to adapt their foraging behaviors. Some primates reduced their group size so that each individual would get more food. But our ancestors instead found a different solution: travel more to find more sources of food. This led to us becoming bipedal, which is a more efficient way of traveling long distances. In turn, this had two effects. It caused changes to our cognition, which may have supported language, but it also let us keep our group size quite large. More people in your group means more people to talk about, and more reason to talk. So this set the stage for some other theories of language evolution, including Dunbar's theory, which we'll cover in the next video. As you can imagine, there are many different stories of how language evolved. In the next few videos, we'll also look at other stories about what motivated us to speak, including music, tool-making, navigation, hunting, and even storytelling. One of my projects is to try and collect these stories in one place so we can see how they fit together, whether they disagree, and which bits we need to work on.